When you think of stealth frames, Ivara is evidently going to be up there. Now, whether you place her pretty high, pretty low is dependent on what the person likes, but in this video, I'm going to be talking about what players do like about Ivara. Now, first off, going to start off with her cloaking ability, her spy ability. If you press your third ability, you turn invisible, you turn pretty slow, and then if you bullet jump or anything like that, you lose your invisibility. You can still dash, but if you bullet jump, it's gone. Now, this doesn't help too much in spy missions because you can't even walk through lasers and you're pretty slow. But if you actually go ahead and get the augment for it, which is infiltrate, you are able to bypass lasers and you gain 25% movement speed. But most people don't use Ivara for spy missions anymore because it requires an augment mod just to be able to bypass lasers, while other Warframes like Wukong are able to just go through it with his base kit. You don't need a whole augment mod for it. But obviously those players that do like Ivara will go ahead the extra mile and put on that augment mod. Now on top of Cloak, she also just has an arrow in her wire kit called Cloak Arrow. You hold it down, send it down, you get a nice little bubble. It lasts for however long your duration is, but you can move around freely within it and you don't lose any movement speed. And speaking of her arrows, that's the next thing I want to talk about. Her versatile kit. It's not the most versatile thing in the world, but she does have a few arrows that you can go through. Like I mentioned, you have the cloaking arrow. After that, you have a dash wire arrow that allows you to create the wire so you can walk along this. This one is probably my favorite. I love walking across this arrow and it gives you a nice vantage point in missions. After that, you got the noise arrow. This will distract enemies. And then after that, you got the sleep arrow, which will put an enemy to sleep, leaving them open for a finisher attack. Now, each of her arrows are essential for a stealth build. You can distract enemies, you can put them straight to sleep, which will allow you to get that finisher off. You can get a nice vantage point if you use your dash wire properly, and you can even turn invisible without having to use your third ability, which does constantly drain your energy. So if you don't want to constantly drain your energy, you can just cast one ability and then you're good. And people love this because it just fits with her so well. It becomes extremely useful, especially in higher level content, when you're maintaining your stealth build, because she doesn't have any survivability outside of being invisible, which is, albeit, a very old way of surviving and kind of outdated at this point, but still fun to do for me and other people as well. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is just the high damage she can do. You might not think she can do a high amount of damage, but if you pair her up with Arcane Crepuscular, while invisible, gain 30% extra ability strength and 3 times final critical damage. Now, she has 2 abilities to turn invisible. That obviously has to go on her. With that, you'll be able to put on Artemis Bow, which you can upgrade by yourself to make it whatever you want. I personally have not even made a full Ivara build, but she can already go through Steel Path missions with ease with just how she is now, which is fantastic. I don't even have an Arcane or Excess mod on her weapon, but just as she is, she can easily go through Steel Path missions. And the thing that gives her the most damage is Concentrated Arrow. Her bow augment fires a single arrow with 25% base critical chance on full charge, additional plus 50% chance, and explodes in a 7-meter radius on weak points. It removes the punch through. So don't build your weapon for punch through, but basically you pull out your arrow, you aim at their head, full charge it, and fire. Now the best way to do it is obviously while invisible for Arcane Crepuscular. Now if I finished your build, you'd be seeing a lot more damage than you are now, but unfortunately my build is not done. Ivara isn't high on the list of Warframes for me to waste my format on, but honestly that's pretty much just about it. So to recap just really quickly, what people love about her is her stealth and utility, with her first ability having a few different uses to attribute to her survival and just stealth gameplay mechanics. The high amount of damage you can do if you use Concentrated Arrow, essentially turning your Artemis Bow into the Kuva Brahma, and her ability for solo survival. Like I said, her survivability is not that high, but via invisibility, she can survive even high-level content just by turning invisible and picking off enemies one by one. It is slow. It's not in meta at all, but with the explosion radius of the Artemis Bow, it's not necessarily one by one. You're still going to be kind of nuking so long as you have the proper build for it. She does have horrible energy management though. But with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. Now, if you stuck around this long, do tell me, what do you like about Ivara? Do you love her, hate her, or indifferent to her maybe? And with that being said, that's just about it. Until next time.